For today's video, I want to talk about the excavation site 7 Lost Sector and kind of a little mini guide to doing Master, because Master is just a higher drop rate for exotics overall. And, well, I don't think people need a guide for Legend, because Legend is significantly easier than Master for obvious reasons. So, Master guide it is. First up, this Lost Sector, as you can see on the screen, is Solar Burn. By default, you should just eliminate using, Arc Subclass, Void Subclass. This season is all about Solar 3.0. It's a Solar Burn Lost Sector. You should just use a Solar Subclass. Anything else, and you're putting yourself at a disadvantage. Not to say you can't do anything else, it's just Solar is the better choice. Moving on, Arc Shields. That's normally reserved for Legend, so don't worry about that on Master. And then Scorched Earth, we don't really care about that, honestly. Alright, so moving on. Subclasses, I'm not really going to go into too much detail about which class to use, because all 3 classes can do this. All of them share their grenades, melees are very slightly different. They're not that huge of a difference other than, Bonk Titan. That's a whole separate thing. So for Titan, yes, Bonk Titan is by far the best choice to use. Roaring Flames, X3, Tractor Cannon, a Glaive, and you just literally bonk everything out of existence. Plain and simple. I'll show some footage of that on screen here as well. But I'm going to be running most of this on my Warlock. I'll show my Titan a little bit before the Warlock run. Now, for Hunter, obviously Blade Barrage, and then for Warlock, we're using Well of Radiance, not Dawnblade, and we're going to be using Starfire Protocol, because Fusion Grenades do a ton of damage, and you can synergize between using Fusion Grenades, Empowering Rift, and Restoration. Now, you could also use things like Razor Precision if you're doing a Solar build with Ignite and Scorch and all that, but generally speaking, most people aren't going to do that. They're just going to stick to the basics, so Restoration. Now, weapon-wise, you're going to want a Solar Heavy, whether it's Gallahorn, or if you don't own the Anniversary Pack, you can use Xenophage. If you don't own Shadowkeep, you could use Lament. If you don't own Shadowkeep, what the hell are you doing? I'm just kidding. You could also use other things like Sleeper, Cataclysmic, basically anything that does a ton of damage and is Solar, because Solar Lost Sector. And then I'd recommend the Solar Glaive, but you could use any Glaive if you don't happen to have the Witch Queen, but you have like the Season Pass or something. The Glaive is for stunning the Unstoppables, basically. That's the only reason it's there. You could also, I guess, bonk trash mobs with the Glaive. That's it. Finally, in the top row, if you're able to get this Pulse Rifle, highly recommend slapping it on with Adaptive Munitions, because in the chance that your Gallahorn doesn't kill the Barrier Champ, by the way, it can one-shot the Barrier Champ, you can use Adaptive Munitions on this new Pulse to basically one-burst that champion. If you're a little under-leveled going to the Lost Sector, it might take you 2 bursts. A whole 2 bursts to break that Barrier Shield. Basically nothing. And once you do, then you wail on him with Gallahorn, and then he dies. Lament, I would say, is more preferred for survivability, just because you can't kill yourself with Lament, and obviously it heals you as well. So, with that being said, let's go into the Lost Sector. Last thing, if you are using something like Gallahorn, Revitalizing Blast will kind of synergize with blowing everything up, because you will just hit an Unstoppable with your Glaive, triggering Revitalizing Blast, I can't talk, and then it'll kill everything around that champion, basically. So maybe I'll get a nice view here. See how that Legionnaire just died instantly. That's kind of the idea there. Not necessary, though. It's not mandatory. Just something, another suggestion, Other than that, so you see I died here, but I trade with the Barrier Champion. So even if you die there, as long as you kill the champ, it doesn't really matter. You just respawn right away. Here's another little example. Solar Nade, Solar Fusion Nade, and then Galley. He's basically dead in a second. Nice and easy. Now, you just move up, push up. Remember, the Glaive can basically one-shot, so it's helpful. I just killed... Oh, sorry, I stunned with that champ, and I just killed everything around it, and now the champ is dead as well. Pick up that right there. He's going to boot me. It's fine. I'm going to stun him. That blast will injure anything even close to it. Champ's almost dead. Finisher, whatever. Done. Deal. So, while I am dead, a good chunk of the Lost Sector got, killed off. I feel like it's good to show that you don't need a very specific perfect run to get this done or anything like that. I'm going to have these guys coming at me. Just go bop. Then the other one's gonna come at you and go bop. And now at least one of them's dead. The other one is injured at the very least. Bop, the phalanx is dead. As you can see, by the way, my rift keeps coming back, and then I'm gonna rift. Then I'm gonna bang, get my fusion nade back, throw my fusion nade, it's gonna explode. Give me another fusion nade, throw it at the boss, and the boss is dead. And this is one of the chunkier bosses. When you don't have the nightmare buff on this boss, he's pretty chunky, and as you can see, galley plus fusion nades. Quick work, under 2 minutes, nice and casual, including 2 deaths, and we are done. I got an exotic. It's 67, but it's pretty trash. But you got the idea, and that's all that matters. And that's it. Like I mentioned, any class could do this. I would recommend Solar Heavy. I would recommend Glaive, and I would recommend Adaptive Munitions in the event that your Colossus does not die to your galley, but he probably will. And that's it. That's my little mini guide for this Lost Sector. Feel free to let me know what you use in the comments below. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'm going to be doing this for other Lost Sectors as well, and I'll catch you in the next one. Also, watch stream daily on Twitch, twitch.tv/SneakyBeaver. Goodbye.